Do you remember Sneak King? Sneak King, released in 2006 for the Xbox Live Arcade. For people alive during that time, you probably recognize this freak as the Burger King. He's been around since the 50s and first started in Miami, Florida. Of course it's a Florida thing. In his commercials, he acted as a silent mascot of sorts who seemed to hype up the food at Burger King and the people that ate there. But then in 2006, they released Sneaking, a game where you play as the King, sneak around 4 different levels, and deliver Burger King meals to people. The game was sold in value meals at the restaurant, and even though it wasn't that good of a game, it still managed to sell over 3.2 million copies. Restaurants are everywhere. Whether they're fast food or Michelin star rated, many of us have a favorite. Usually we enter a restaurant, enjoy our meal, and leave without a second thought about it. And while the only other places we see these restaurants is mainly in promotions and commercials, many haven't branched out to other mediums. But some have taken this scary leap from serving burgers to creating digital experiences. During the early 90s and early 2000s, many restaurants, especially fast food chains here in America, would release demo discs with some popular games on it. One of the most popular instances of this happening comes from Pizza Hut's PlayStation demo disc.
Large one-topping Pizza Hut stuffed crust pizza and get a PlayStation demo disc with cool games like Crash Bandicoot Warped and more, and a chance to win $200,000.
So long, coppers!
You could play Crash Team Racing, Ape Escape, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Final Fantasy VIII, and Cool Borders 4. Most of these games are considered the best of the best on the PlayStation today. I mean, it was incredible that restaurants were starting to embrace this new digital world. That's when I started to think more about what other restaurants made their own video games. Demo discs are great and all, but I can't play as a McDonald's employee in any of them. I wanted to find the weird of the weird with these games, and yeah, I found them. Starting with a restaurant I've been to once and never again, Taco Bell. In 1999, they created Taco Bell Tasty Temple Challenge. And I use the word created loosely, as one look from this game will tell you that it's just a kid's version of Doom. So you play as a kid exploring this big temple. No idea why, you just kinda do. And rather than using a gun or a knife or anything that's gonna be too violent for the children, you use something that I would deem actually kinda worse. Hot sauce packets are scattered everywhere in this temple, which you squeeze directly in the eyes of your enemies and disintegrate them. Rather intense for a children's game. You also eat cinnamon twists and chalupas to heal. Honestly, it's not the worst game out there. I mean, it only takes about 30 minutes to an hour to beat, and it's cute for what it is. To get a game with your meal in 2000 was great anyway, so you can't really complain. There's also the classic Domino's Pizza with its game, Yo! Noid. So back when Domino's actually kinda had a mascot, the Noid was this evil cartoon gremlin who tried to ruin Domino's Pizza before it arrived to the customer. The commercials are cute, and it did actually gain some popularity in the late 80s. The story's simple. Mr. Green, Noid's nemesis, has released creatures into New York City, and it's your job to stop them. Using his super yo-yo and other inventions, he will try. I mean, he'll give it a shot, he'll see what he can do, no promises though, but, you know, give it our best shot. It's a 2D platformer where you defeat different enemies and get to the end of each level without dying. There's random items that can help you on your journey, but it's not explained what they do. I don't know, just every time I look at this game, something just feels a bit off. Alright, just give me a minute, hold on. This game is based on a Japanese game that already exists. Okay, so in Japan, this game already exists, but it's not with Noid. It's the exact same layout, and most of it's the same. There's some localization done to it, but overall, it is a one-for-one remake, just with the Noid. Capcom apparently reached out to Domino's to use the Noid in the game so that it would be more recognizable to American audiences. And this happens more often than you may think, which is a video for another time, but it's still weird to see just how similar these games are to each other. You know, I can't even say that they're similar to each other. They're the exact same thing, it's just with a fresh coat of paint. What I'm trying to say is that Domino's made a ROM hack. Hooters is known by many as the restaurant my parents wouldn't let me eat at. I should know, we went once when I was a child, and never again. Everyone knows what Hooters is known for. If you don't, you'll find out when you're older. For the children watching this video, all you need to know is that it's a bar that serves bar foods. You know, burgers, wings, the usual. So when it was their turn to make a video game, what genre do you think they picked? What? Hooters Road Trip is considered by many to be one of the worst games of all time. Games Radar ranked it 49th in their list of the 50 worst games. And that's pretty high, there's a lot of video games out there. This is a racing game, where you drive across the beautiful country of America. If this music doesn't make you feel like an American, I don't know what will. But other than that, that's it. There's no power-ups or anything, and it's pretty easy to get in the lead. But once you get to the next race, you're greeted by one of the Hooters girls. Yeah, I didn't know they had a name. I thought they were just called a waitress. What's worse is that most of them kind of sound scared or confused. Especially Holly Madison.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to Georgia. How you doing, sugar?
Yeah, that's right, Hugh Hefner's girlfriend is in this game, and she greets you to Georgia. This is the most confusing thing about this game so far. She was a Hooters girl for a few years in California, and she was born in Alaska. So why does she welcome you to Georgia? And why does her shirt say Phoenix, Arizona? There was a target demographic that they were trying to reach, but it seemed like it didn't reach anybody. Now, this final game I wanted to talk about is one you've likely heard about, but I don't know how many of you actually tried it. I Love You, Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. I have never played a dating simulator. I know what they are, they're just not for me, but how can you ignore this one? Now, I want to play it as realistic as possible, so I'll only choose what I would do. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in this moment forever. Or you could wake up. Now. Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Okay, if I'm being honest, I'd probably throw the clock out the window. If I'm that comfortable, I'm staying in the bed. You slept through the school year and gave up on the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to meet Colonel Sanders. What, game over? What do you mean? Fine. I'll go out. I'll just skim over the details here. It's a dating sim, so it's kind of what you'd expect. There's different people you can date, from the awkward nerd to the evil girl. There's a dog as your teacher, and, of course, Colonel Sanders himself, who is about as anime as possible. You go through your culinary school competing in different events, befriending your classmates, and learning more about them. Honestly, this feels like a fanfic from the Colonel. I mean, yeah, it's a funny idea, and it's a dating sim, but it's almost like they didn't know when to end the joke. This game takes upwards of 2 hours to complete one run of, and you go from a cooking school to a competition to fighting a spork monster? Look, this game is so well done. Like, honestly, the art and the music is incredible. It just goes on for a bit longer than I thought it'd go. When it comes to restaurants trying new things and attracting new customers, I think gaming has the power to do that. Not every game will be a success by them, but I think it's interesting to see what they try next. There's plenty of other restaurants out there that have made their own games. These are just some of the more interesting ones that I could find. I'd say if you can find any one of these games out there, to give it a try. They may not be perfect, but they'll definitely keep you entertained for a little bit. Now, that's just what I think about these kinds of games, but what about you? Do you know of any other restaurant-based video games? Let me know in the comments. Anyway guys, thank you for watching this video, and remember to chase the chaos.